This coronavirus is something none of us in our lifetime have ever experienced. It is genuinely an international and national emergency on a scale in terms of government of that we haven't seen since the war. You've seen from the Prime Minister and the Chief Scientist, the Chief Medical Officer and today the Chancellor, the Health Secretary, that the government is giving this absolute 100% attention. My last role in government was to attend a COBRA meeting on this a month ago. A lot of work has been going on to prepare us. You would have seen today a major announcement from the Chancellor and the Prime Minister of £300 billion to try and help tackle the economic impact of this and make sure that as we take the public health measures that we have to take, the people who run businesses, who are self-employed or employees, don't suffer financially. We will get over this will blow through and the economy will recover. We want to make sure that as far as possible, people, businesses, careers, high streets and towns are not permanently damaged and to mitigate the damage as best we can. The Prime Minister and the Chief Scientist and Chief Medical Officer have set out very clearly all of the medical advice, and I'll be making sure that I'm repeating that in all my work in Mid-Norfolk so that everyone knows where to go. The advice is very clear now. If anyone begins to feel they have the symptoms, they should self-isolate, and then anybody in their 70s in the vulnerable risk groups should automatically self-isolate in either event. This virus has a very high infectious rate and a very high rate of very severe complications for a small group, 2% fatality, and 10 or 15% of the people with most serious chest conditions, the elderly and the vulnerable, are likely to experience very serious respiratory complications. The NHS is preparing for that surge of people, and all of us are going to have to play our part in making sure that we reduce that surge. So the more we can work from home, self-isolate, avoid unnecessary meetings and wash our hands, all of us will be helping to save other people's lives. This crisis is going to change, obviously, the way this country works for the next few months and the way government works, the way Parliament works, the way all of us work. And that includes the way MPs work. And I wanted to set out today that I've put in place a series of new processes and protocols as the MP for Mid-Norfolk with my team of one, Aaron here, and the team, Tom and Elliot, in the Norfolk office. I'm going to try and focus in the next few days, weeks and months on three key roles. One, making sure that the experience of Mid-Norfolk and of our constituents is properly represented to ministers and officials so they're aware of the challenge in a sparsely populated rural area like ours. Two, to make sure that all government advice, information, guidance is properly disseminated, and to do my bit to disseminate it across Mid-Norfolk and to make sure that everybody knows where they should be going for the help that they need. And thirdly, to try and help local leaders in our area to deal with this crisis. For now, we've been very focused on the national leadership element, the Prime Minister, the Chancellor, the Health Secretary and officials. But as this crisis begins to bite and as the epidemiology takes hold and more people are infected, we will start to see the pressure come locally. Huge pressure on our local hospitals, our local ambulance service, our local care homes and on our community health sector. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on our systems in Norfolk. I want to make sure that I'm able to help and support in every way that I can. So I'm going to be convening the local leaders in Mid-Norfolk and pulling together the MPs and leaders in our part of Norfolk to make sure that we're all doing what we can to support the people on the front line. I will be trying through my website and through the work of the office, digitally, virtually, to convene, to champion and to make sure that everybody's getting the information they need. If you have any questions, please come and have a look at the website. Please email me, george.freeman.mp@parliament.uk. And if there are any issues that you feel aren't being dealt with locally that need to be, let me know and I will do my best to try and help local agencies deal with it. The key organisation in Norfolk for dealing with this is the Local Resilience Forum, which is being put together by and through and with Norfolk County Council with the support of government. That's the organising agency for pulling the response together. But the truth is, none of us are not going to be affected. All of us are going to be affected. Every work, every community, family, home, and everybody. And as the local MP, I think my job is to make sure that I'm here for you and doing what I can to help. Please, if you have any queries, drop an email through. The telephone hasn't stopped ringing, so if you ring, it'll probably be engaged. Please email, and we will endeavour to get back to you as quickly as possible. I'll be doing regular video updates and email bulletins as and when necessary. Lastly, good luck to everybody, and I hope that all of us through this process are able to do what we can to help each other, and while self-isolating, do what we can to make sure that our community spirit survives and the most elderly, the most vulnerable, the most frail are looked after. This is going to be a test for all of us, and it's one that I suspect Norfolk will pass with flying colours.